Hey everyone, how are y'all? All right, and y'all don't forget to put your chat on live chat. Hit the thumbs up if you have not done so, and I will be pinning the my email here in just a second if Nightbot decides to work properly tonight. Pauline, how are you? All right, so I'm going live early tonight, y'all, just so I can try to get out of here by 10 o'clock or a few minutes after 10 anyway. And if it does better with the earlier time, I might start going, if not 8, at least 9. Okay, Colleen, did you come in here under another name before? Oh, okay, Avani. Okay. Well, Colleen, thank you for joining us tonight. Hey, Dan, how are you? All right. So the email is now pinned to the top of the chat if anybody needs it. Yeah, Lady V, I want to start going live earlier just so I can get out of here earlier and maybe try to get some dang sleep. True Crime Crazy, how are you? Kelly M, how are you? Hey, Don F, how are you? Oh, Colleen, I completely understand. Marion, how are you? Hey, Vapor, how are you? Colleen, I agree. It is always safe to go by a different name other than your real name, especially in YouTube. Kelly M, you are very welcome. And I actually have some good news to share with everybody tonight, and I'll get into that in a few minutes, and we'll give it a little bit of time for everybody to come in. Truth Finder, how are you? Okay, Lady V, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. It just even if it's an hour and a half earlier, and starting at 9 o'clock, I think it would be better instead of like the 10:30 to 10:50 time because it's so late whenever I get out of here. If I start at anywhere between 10:30 and 10:50, Vapor, I'm doing good, thank you. I was hoping for the Mars venue. Dan, it wouldn't surprise me if that would have happened, honestly. Cat's meow, you like the earlier time? Okay. So I would love it if you went live earlier than often. Okay, thank you for that, True Crime Crazy. It seems like a lot of people would like it if I went live earlier than what I usually do. So I'm gonna try it out and see how it works. And if it works out, then that's what I'll do. I'll just change, my time to an earlier time. If not, I will. I'll go back to like 10:30 or so. Don F. No, I did not watch it, but I heard that it was crazy. And I did read some. There was a comment that she had made about that she wouldn't change anything that she done or something like that, which I don't think was the right comment for her to make. Honestly. Okay, Sally Mae, you like the earlier time as well. Okay. Well, we'll see how it works out. All right, so I am going to go over this change of venue that Kohberger's team, the events team, has put out. It actually came out yesterday, and I had every intention of going live last night at 8 o'clock, and something came up, and I just wasn't able to. Um, and then the toxicology report, it's out on the Kansas City 3. Um, but I do want to get into some good news that I did find out today. Hey, Jan. Jan, I'm going live early tonight because I've got to be out of here by 10 or a few minutes after 10. But yeah, if it seems like everybody's liking the new time of earlier instead of what I usually go live and it being so late. So I'm going to try it out for a couple of nights and see how it works. If it works out better, then yeah, I will continue to go live earlier. Okay, but y'all remember the other night, Ella Jones, the 14-year-old who went missing, and her mom had found out that she had been talking to an older guy on social media, and she left her mom the note, and I read the note on here and everything. Well, she was found today, and she's okay. She's unharmed. She was actually found in Michigan. And the guy, this Keith guy, and it hasn't been confirmed if Keith is this guy's real name or if it's just an alias that he went by. But he ended up getting her a ride share and give his address out in, what is it? Is it South Haven, Michigan? Yes, South Haven, Michigan. He gave his address all the way out in South Haven, Michigan as the drop off for Ella. And the cops got that information, tracked him down, got his address, everything like that, and they were able the local police out in Michigan were able to go to the property. They found her. Um, like I said, she is unharmed. I don't know if there's anything else that's going on with her. They just said that she was unharmed. Um, but he was arrested. He's being charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct. And in addition to, he is an SO failing to comply. So he wasn't, I don't guess, registering as an RSO. And so he does have that charge. He is also charged with second-degree kidnapping. And there's multiple state lines that was crossed. So they're trying to work with all these jurisdictions to get these formal charges together. But as of right now, that is the 3 charges that he has. Margaret, yes, from Washington to Michigan, that's no telling how much that costs. I didn't think a ride share would go that far, but that is what they are saying that he did. He got the ride share, gave his address as the drop off in Michigan, and that's where she was taken to. I'm just glad she was found. She's not harmed. She'll be back with her family, and hopefully she can, she does better and has learned her lesson. And, she stops talking to older guys, especially older guys that she doesn't know online. Let's see. I can only listen in now, but we'll be back. Okay, Margaret, no problem. Don, just imagine, like you say, she's 14, all that time with somebody who is driving her that she doesn't know. She didn't even have her phone. So what would have happened? Like, what would she have done if something would have happened between her house and this guy's house and this person who was driving her? Like, just the whole situation is scary, very, very dangerous. Just very happy that she was found and she's alive. So that is some good news that we have needed out of all of these missing person cases that we hear about. and they don't turn out that good. Look what you're saying, getting grilled. Only mention it because it feels related. See, I didn't know that, Donna. Thank you for that information. And Sally Mae, yes, that's a lot of grooming. But thank God that she's found and she's okay. Hey, sweet Melissa, how are you? All right, let me grab the link because I am gonna go over this change of venue, y'all. If y'all remember, whenever we listened to Kohberger's hearing the other day, that Friday on the 26th, Anne got up there and said that she wanted to let the court know that she had planned on filing a motion for a change of venue, but she hadn't filed it yet because she wasn't ready for it to be heard and blah, 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 and all the snap. Well, it came out yesterday. She done filed it. Lady V, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I feel better.
Okay, wait, say that again.
I said I'm feeling better.
Okay, that is good.
So what did you just say I missed? Who filed what?
Okay, so do you remember when we watched Bryan's hearing the other day on the 26th? Anne said that she wanted to let the court know that she was going to be filing a motion for a change of venue,
Yeah.
but she hadn't filed it yet because she wasn't ready for it to be heard. Well, she filed one yesterday.
Oh, okay. I knew that. I thought
Or,
it was about something else.
well, actually, she filed it day before yesterday, but it was put on the website yesterday. Jim with two N's, how are you? Wait, it's so early for you to be on. I'm just leaving work. Yeah, Jen, I'm going live early tonight because I got to be out of here by 10 o'clock or a few minutes after 10. Um, but everybody seems to like the new earlier time, so I may continue to do this. And Lady B, you have a little bit of feedback.
Okay.
It's not an echo; it's just more of a feedback. Hey, JC, how are you?
Is that better?
Yeah, I don't hear it now.
Hold on. Is that better now too?
Yes, yeah, you
Okay.
sound louder and like closer to your mic.
Okay.
Okay, sweet Melissa. Will, how are you? And Will, they haven't posted the actual talks report that I have seen, but there is articles about what is in it, and I also have a video where the news has talked about it. So I'm gonna play the video here in just a few minutes once I get through Kohberger's stuff. Okay, so let me get. Oh shit! I'm clicking on the wrong stuff. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this document pulled up here. I'm gonna have to zoom in because I can y'all see that okay? I thought I was
I
having a stroke when I got notification on my phone. Well, Dan, at least now you can hang out with us a little bit longer, and it's not so late for you. All right, well, can you see it okay, Lady B?
yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
would be nice if we went like an hour and a half early or something. Where just getting up at.
Wait, say that again. You sound muffled.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it would be nice to go earlier because getting up at 8:30 is not so easy, and I'm sure others have to get up earlier. I'm like,
Or yeah, yeah. I kind of like the earlier time though, honestly. I know just a lot of people will have to get used to it.
well, everybody needs to hit that thumb up if you like this, so we can get it out in the algorithm to see if maybe we can get more people to join us at this time.
Okay, you sound really muffled right now.
I'm gonna get an earpiece just a minute.
Okay,
I get an earpiece.
okay. So if they change in the venue, it doesn't need to be summer of whichever year. Angie, that is true. I didn't think of that. Because as of right now, the state is wanting it during the summer based off the fact of it being in Latah County. Honestly, I just don't see a change of venue helping anything. I really don't. I mean, I don't. Yeah, if they move it to a bigger place, they're gonna they're going to have a larger jury pool to choose from. But I still don't think that it's going to help anything, because where are they going to find a place in the state of Utah that, people haven't closely followed this case, you know, almost like social media has followed this case.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be able to get away from it.
Yeah,
There's people that don't even follow true crime that know about it.
right. Okay, you still sound really muffled.
Dang it. Okay, I'll fix it out.
Okay. Let's see. The suggestive hashtags are terrible, in your face, even. Which, Colleen, which hashtags are you talking about? All right. So it says, comes now Bryan C. Kohberger by and through his attorneys and hereby moves at this court for a change of venue. By this motion, Bryan requests a jury pool from outside of Latah County. This motion is made pursuant to the 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution, Article 1, 1, 6, 7, 13, and 18 of the Idaho State Constitution, ICR Rules 21 and IC 19-1801. So, a fair and impartial jury cannot be found in Latah County owing to the extensive inflammatory pretrial publicity and allegations made about Mr. Kohberger to the public by media that will be inadmissible at his trial. The small size of the community, the salacious nature of the alleged crimes, and the severity of the charges Mr. Kohberger faces. Enlarging the jury pool will not do anything to overcome that pervasive prejudicial publicity, because Latah County does not have a large enough population center to avoid the bias in the community. Further, the size of the community and the interconnectedness of its citizenry is problematic and will prevent a fair and impartial pool of potential jurors. Mr. Kohberger, by and through his counsel, requests an opportunity to be heard through the evidentiary presentation and argument no sooner than the end of April of 2024. Hey, Betty Jo. So this will be another hearing that we will have come up here soon over this whole change of venue. I honestly don't think the judge is going to go for it. I'm pretty sure there will be an objection from the state on this, because I mean, we heard what the prosecution said the other day in the hearing, like that there was whoever it was that he is friends with or works with or whatever went down to Mexico, and people were wanting to talk about it down there. Catherine, how are you? So I really don't see how it's going to help, honestly.
I don't either. But do you think he'll do it just so they can't have an appeal on him not getting a fair trial because of where they held it?
I mean, he may be like, okay, well, if you want this change of venue, so that means we can start it, like somebody just brought up in chat. If we're going to have this change of venue, we don't have to worry about the school and the students being in town when all these people come into town.
Exactly.
So therefore, we can have it earlier than summer of 2025, maybe even sooner than March of 2025. But I'm still thinking that that's where he's going to cut it off at. She threw in March that she says she can be ready for trial by March of 2025 if there is no delays. And I think he's going to come in when he gives his response to all that they had on the 26th. And he's going to say, okay, here's the deadline for all the discovery to be turned over to her. And we need to go ahead and get this set for March of 2025 and no later than that. And if she wants a change of venue, give her the change of venue. It's not going to help either way. I don't think it's going to change the outcome of whether it's in Latah County or Boise or Coeur d'Alene or wherever. But that may be a way for the judge, to get it done at an earlier time.
Because he definitely needs to set deadlines.
I don't know why he didn't set the deadlines the other day. That made
absolutely. They do it all the time.
Yeah, it would.
We need to have this turned over by this. We need to have this done by this, so we can start court here.
Mm-hmm. And Don F. No, he has not put anything in writing yet at all. And I was actually surprised to see this motion for the change of venue. Like what she said the other day, she hasn't filed it yet because she's not ready for it to be heard. I thought that that was going to be something that was going to be brought up maybe closer to the middle of this year, or maybe even closer to the end of the year, to kind of push it back a little bit more, because there's still a lot of things. If he grants this, it's got to be done. They got to find a place for it to begin with. It's got to be a place that Bryan can be in jail where nobody gets a hold of him. They got to make sure that there is an open spot in the docket, or if not, they can change stuff around on this county's docket. There's still a lot of things that have to come into play in order, for this change of venue to happen. you know got to have an open courtroom. You've got to have just all these different things, and so we'll see how it works. I think the next thing that's going to come out is going to be something from the state that's going to object to it, honestly.
Oh, Lord.
She doesn't want to change the venue. She wants a jury flown in from different places. He doesn't deserve special treatment.
No.
So wait, Betty Jo, you don't think that she wants to move, like have the whole thing move to a different county or to a different place?
So
Because
they're going to take people, fly them in from wherever they are for 15 weeks at least, and they can't see their family. They're going to be sequestered.
yeah, I don't think they would do that. I think if he's going to grant this change of venue, it's going to be that Bryan Kohberger, his team, and the state, along with the judge, it's going to go to wherever this county is that they figure out where it's going to be held at, and then
It's a lot more feasible.
everybody would meet up there, basically, and then that way, because if you bring all these people in from other counties into Latah County, you're talking about food, you're talking about lodging, all that. That's hella expensive. Where you move it to, let's just
Do we
say,
know, or is she going to ask for it to be? I'm sorry.
no, I don't know if she can ask for a certain place. I know with like Lori Vallows, they did the change of venue and it was moved to, I think it's Ada County where Boise is. Um, and they transferred Lori to the jail there, and that's where she was held until after it was done. Then she was taken back to her original jail until she went into the correctional facility, and then she was transferred down to Arizona.
Who's the one that puts in for a sequestered jury? Would it be her?
For the sequestered jury,
Yeah.
I think that would be something that the judge would make a ruling on, wouldn't it?
Well, I think he would make a ruling on it, but I mean, are they the ones that would ask, or
I don't know.
know?
Let me write that down so I can look that up. Because I don't know if that would be her or if that would be the state that would suggest that.
I don't either. I can't remember how it happened in OJ's. It's too long ago.
I thought that was something that the judge is like, y'all are sequestered. This is how it is.
Yeah. But I don't remember if he decided that he wanted them sequestered or if one of the lawyers asked.
Okay. I got that wrote down so that way I can go back and look that up. I guess she's doing what she's supposed to do as an attorney, but I just don't see where the outcome of it's going to be different, honestly.
I don't either. But she's supposed to do her job. That doesn't mean she's supposed to make things almost impossible to work with.
True.
And that goes for the
state as well. Yes. Imagine flying away from home, lodging in a new town where Bryan is sleeping. No way. I would not be able to sleep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know where they're not. I don't think they're going to be able to find anybody to put on that jury who has not heard of this case. Much less, I don't think they're going to be able to find somebody who has not followed and kept up with the news on this case.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be able to do that. Um, I don't. I mean, she's throwing out everything she's got as a defense attorney, which is her job. I just don't. It's honestly to me, it's like probably a waste of money.
Yeah, it really is.
A change of venue does not mean a change of judge. No, if
No,
they get the change of venue wherever the trial is moved to, the judge will go with them.
I'm so glad too because I like this guy.
Yeah, he will. He will. Same thing once again with Lori Vallow. And the only reason why I keep throwing up her case is because it kind of the same situation.
It
There
is.
was people who were unalived, and her case was moved to a different venue, and Judge Boyce went from his county down to Boise, where her trial was held at, and he's going to do the same thing with Chad Daybell.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, the judge will go wherever the trial goes. The only difference, it'll be the same judge, same defense, same prosecution. The only thing that will be different is the jury pool will come out of whatever county the trial is being held in. They will not come out of Latah County. See, but understand they have to be unbiased. Yes, Colleen, that is true. See, I think even people who know details of the case could be a fair jury because most good people just want the correct outcome in case someone really is out there somewhere guilty and free. And I can
True.
barely read chat tonight, y'all, because I'm sitting so far back away from my monitor. But yeah, I mean, you could probably get people that want to hear all the evidence presented to them before they make a ruling, whether he's guilty or not guilty. They probably can find people like that, but there's so many people that's heard all these different conspiracies and these rumors and on social media, and whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. There's been so much shit, and that's why it's so important that whenever you put information out, you put information out that is true instead of all the conspiracy shit that you cannot back up with any type of proof, because when you do that, it taints the people in the community.
Right.
And then they get up here and they hear the evidence is presented to them by the state, and they keep thinking, okay, well, you're saying this, but people on social media found something completely different. So how do I know which one's the truth? And then they can't come to a reasonable answer, and they find him not guilty when he's actually guilty, or vice versa. You know, and so
Yeah,
that's
I get it. I think, honestly, I think the guy's guilty, but I've stated that from the very beginning. But I have also said that I would be one of those people that would be willing to listen to both sides before I absolutely made a decision.
right.
I think most people out there are like that.
Yeah, and I still think that there is somebody else involved in it. And he, of course, hey, Meta Mom, how are you? K Bird, how are you? Um, he's not going to come out. And a lot of people has asked this. Well, if there's somebody else involved, why hasn't he brought them up? He's not going to out anybody else because then he admits his guilt, and
Exactly.
he's not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
I just think that there is somebody else involved.
There very well could be. I mean, you felt that way since the beginning.
Yeah, I've said it since I read the PCA for the first time, that I think there's
Hmm.
somebody else involved. Let's see. Kaber says she requested the change of venue, but states she doesn't want the hearing before the end of April 2024. So that's 2.5 months. The balls in this chick. Yeah, she doesn't want it no sooner than the end of April 2024. So anytime from May the 1st on is good for her, but not before the end of April. So we more than likely this hearing we know will be coming up, but we still have several months before we will get a date of when it will happen.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, I guarantee the state's going to come in and object to it. So that'll probably be like the next court document that comes out. And then you're going to have the judges kind of come out and hopefully, anyway, and say, we need deadlines set. And this is my ruling on the stuff that was heard during the hearing on January 26th.
Right.
So I don't know. This
I mean, he's
whole
got to do something because neither one of them sure seem to care enough to do anything.
no, and
The longer they're in the boat.
okay, I can't hear you now because you sound like you're really far away.
I said he's going to have to do something because they're not going to do it.
Right. And
They're just going to take as much time as he lets them have.
right. And he even said that, um, hey Stacy, how are you? The judge even said, the discovery needs to hurry up. Well, if you're sitting there, judge, and you're saying this, say, okay, the discovery needs to hurry up, so we need a deadline. Here's your deadline. State, get on with these people who still have information out there that you are needing. Because just like Ann Taylor needs the cast report, the state needs the cast report too, the actual final report, not just a draft of it. They need it too, because if they don't have this stuff, that's out there, these reports and all this and that, how are they going to present it to the jury in order to get a guilty verdict?
Right.
Just like Anne can't do what she needs to do it to try to plant reasonable doubt in the jury. So
No.
it's a thing that both sides need. They both need the information, and the judge should have at least said that. I mean, we did get the permission to appeal. That was denied, but you know, we needed. There needed, in my opinion, needed to be more than that. Let's see. King Scarlett says the judge can choose to go or not if there is a change of venue. So I thought the judge automatically went, but King Scarlett, I will take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. I will. She's smart.
Right. Margaret, the cast report is... Shit, I've got it wrote down what cast. It's the cellular analysis... Crap. Now I'm going to have to look up what cast.
I can't remember the exact name of it. I know what it is, but...
It's cellular analysis something. Hold on.
It's like the metadata and all of that business. Plus, trying to find out where he was.
Okay, no, I don't want the cast for the Council of Agriculture. Okay. All right,
it might be interesting.
Yeah, I probably don't want to get into that.
Hopefully not.
Okay, so it is the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, is what it is. And it basically has to do with cellular data. That's what it has to do with. And Anne said the other day that the cast report is a huge piece of evidence in this case. Hey, Dreamcatcher, how are you? And I agree, she needs that. Not just, and she says all she has is a draft of it. Well, a draft, if you get into a trial, especially in a DP trial, it's not going to do any good. You need the actual final full reports, and that's it. See, do you know why I type in here? Because now I got an alibi. Oh, because now I got an alibi. Dan.
You know why I type in here?
Dan, that was awesome.
He's funny.
Okay, so now I'm making Lost Souls work hard. Now, Margaret, you're good. I've got it wrote down in my notes, but all of those notes when all that was going on is in notebooks, and I'm not using the notebooks anymore. I went to binders, so actually need to pull all the paper out of the notebooks and put in the binder, and then that way I'll have all my notes together. Um, but I mean, I want to hear the cast report. That's something that they have
Oh
made
yeah.
a big deal over. And like Ann said, and there are some things that I agree with her on. She needs the cast report because then she needs to get experts that will be able to come in and explain it, and so where she understands it, because yes, she is, this defense attorney who has probably dealt with a lot of different types of trials, and these defense attorneys, they learn a lot while they're, you know, defending these different people from all walks of life and all different crimes. But there may be something like a cast report that may come up, and this may be the first time she's had to deal with it. She has to go get an expert to come in and explain it to her and her team, and possibly even put them on the stand to explain it, uh, in the words of her expert, to the jury. Which
Yeah.
I honestly just think, y'all, the jury is just going to be completely, when the DNA, the IgG stuff comes up, or the cast report, the jury is probably going to be sitting there like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they need somebody that can put it in layman's terms for sure.
Right, right. So I do agree that is something that she needs. I want Anne to, in the whole defense team, I want them to have everything, any reports, whether it's FBI reports, it's local police reports, a cast report, DNA, anything like that. I want her to have all that.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely.
because that keeps him from appealing, that he didn't have very good
All the
counsel.
information, yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
and it's like it's like Whoopi says, Murdoch's didn't show up till the last minute. It's like
hopefully,
when a trial's going on, they're still discovering a lot of things.
true. That is true. But the cast report is huge.
It is. It's
It's
absolutely one of the most important things in this trial.
right. That is huge. The DNA information is huge.
Hmm.
I think that is probably the one of the top two, if not the top two, most important things that's going to be going on in this trial, and that's going to be talked about in this trial, is those two things. And so, yeah, she needs it. She needs everything that she is supposed to have in order to effectively represent him.
Hmm.
And then that way, nobody can say, whether, if it comes in as a guilty verdict, well, Anne didn't do her job. Anne didn't do
Right.
this. She didn't represent him the way she was supposed to. Because that's what it seems like she's trying to do, even though she's trying to push it back, and, she's trying to be difficult and all this and that. She may be actually trying to represent her client. But at the same time, the state needs to get all their shit together.
I was getting ready to say it's not just her.
Yeah, the state needs to get their stuff together too, because they have, in order for to get to the guilty verdict, the state's got to have their stuff in order to present to the jury, because
Right.
they have to convince the whole jury, where Ann Taylor only has to put reasonable doubt in one. Ann
Right.
Taylor, the state has the burden of proof, where Ann Taylor's only got to create reasonable doubt. And so the state needs to be on their A game too. It honestly, from what I heard Friday when they had the hearing, they're not, neither one of them are on their A game.
I don't think so either.
So they both need to step up and do what needs to be done if they're going to have an actual fair trial. Let's see, if the cast report does not support the state's case, it will be very damaging. And no matter what it says, it still needs to be turned in. Both sides need it, just like they need all the DNA stuff, just like everything. So, King Scarlet, you think the state is ready? I hope. I mean, because if he's the dude, I hope they're able to, prove
Yeah.
without a reasonable doubt that he is the one who done this. But I mean, and they could be ready with what they got, but how can they be 100% ready if they haven't gotten everything?
Okay, so I have a question about this other person. If they try to go, I mean, let's say hypothetically that they're waiting, and that's one thing they're going to use is try to get somebody else involved or somebody else that did it entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they'll
Hey,
just
Big Al.
throw it right in there, just off the cuff kind of thing?
If there's somebody else involved in this with Bryan,
Yeah, I mean, if they know that there's somebody else involved with Bryan, do you think that they'll like try to pin it on that person instead?
well, I mean, they would have to prove and have the proof that
Not the defense.
you don't. No, the state would,
Yeah, no,
but
I'm talking about the defense.
hmm,
I mean,
I
because
mean,
you keep saying you think there's another person,
she
and
can
if
throw
there is,
somebody. Yeah, she can have someone as a witness, put them on the stand, and then somehow, let me see how I can word this. Call them as a witness, have them on the stand, and somehow be able to prove their guilt while they're on the stand. But is she going to do that?
sure, I have no idea this woman.
Because I mean, that's a big.
It
That's a
really
big.
is.
It's that.
The thought just jumped in my head. I always I'm just one of those what if this, what if that kind of people.
Yeah, and I could be completely wrong. He may be the only person involved in it. I just always had that feeling that there's somebody else involved.
I never have, but I trust your gut. So one of us is wrong.
And if I'm wrong, I will admit.
I will. Oh, I will gladly admit if I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
I will admit that I'm wrong. It's just that I have this feeling that somebody else, whether like I said, they were in the house or they were just outside, and didn't actually do it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a feeling I have. So I don't know. That would be.
It very well could be. I mean, who was? I mean, maybe that's how he got out of there so quickly.
It would be a huge. That would be a huge step for Anne to take
It would.
in trying to prove that someone else had something to do with it, but also trying to prove that her client was innocent. So, if you're a
Well,
defense
I'm just
attorney,
wondering.
like how would you do that? If you're a defense attorney, how do you prove somebody else had something to do with it, but also try to prove that your client, who also had something to do with it, is innocent?
I don't know. Watch
You
Barney
see,
Miller.
watch who?
Barney Miller.
Who is that?
Oh Lord God, help me.
I
He
don't
was
know.
Andy Griffith. He played an attorney. He was always doing or Murdoch or whatever his name was. I don't remember.
Oh,
He,
okay.
yeah, he was always. It was like Ironsides or whatever. They were always like catching the guilty one on the stand, or
Hmm.
or like Legally Blonde, where she's like, "You did not do that because there's no way you could have been in the shower because your hair still wouldn't be permed."
That is like the awesomest movie ever.
It is.
I mean, and hey, who knows? Ann Taylor could pull a move like Elle did in Legally Blonde. Who knows?
Who
At this
knows?
at this point, it wouldn't surprise me the way
Or
she
my
goes
cousin
on in this
Vinny.
case. I mean, honestly,
We got some other Utes here that are going to be. I don't know this one. I mean, honestly, I think this woman thinks of every trick she can. I really
I
do.
think so, and I think
That's
in
kind
in
of
the
my point.
in the process of that, she's trying to figure out whatever she can do to push it back.
Yeah,
But,
because I don't think they figured out an alibi yet.
which is crazy. I mean, if you're riding around in your car, just give the areas that you went that night in your car.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's not that hard.
No, if you're in the town of Moscow, it's not illegal to ride around in your car at 2:30, 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. If you're in Moscow, you're in Moscow. If you're not,
No,
you're
and
not. I mean,
but I tell you what, if somebody's driving around in their car and there's 4 people that are unalive, you're gonna know where you were when that
exactly.
happened, right?
Right. Right.
Especially if you're in college yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just like, where were you when you found out JFK was shot? I mean, everybody knows. You know, well, you
I
were in a
can't. I
crib,
can't.
but
Wait. I wasn't even born.
no, because you'd be my age.
Yeah. I wasn't even born because he got shot. What year?
64, I
Oh
think.
hell! I wasn't even thought of yet. Yeah. I was because I wasn't born till 80.
That's
So
right. Oh my Lord, you're
can you
almost,
really?
I could be your mom.
Dan said 63 is when it happened.
63, 63, 64. Yeah, I can never, somewhere in
Hell,
there.
my parents went to 7 years old at that time. So, like,
That's just make me
because
feel old now, Scarlett.
well,
Okay.
both of my parents were born in '56. So, would that be right?
Well, they're older than
Let's
me,
see.
so hey.
Yeah, they would have been 7 at the time. So, hey, the ugly Chucklin, how are you? And hold on, I just seen 2 other people that come in chat. Who was it that I didn't say? OCD Shaggy, how are you? And Big Al, how are you?
You say hi to Ugly Chuckin'?
Yes, I just said hi.
Did I miss it? Okay.
Yeah. Dan was 2.5 months old.
I was like right at one, around one and a half.
Okay, so you were young too then.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
But there's something about, and my husband's the same way. He remembers his mom, and so do I. Whenever JFK was shot, my mother just absolutely lost it, and so did his. That just stuck with me. I don't know
Right.
why.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I never. I don't know if my mom would. I'm pretty sure she would remember it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Scarlett was the supposed killer DNA. Yes. True. Well, Truth Finder. Yes, they did find Bryan's DNA on the sheet. Another thing that I am curious about when it comes to the DNA, though, is uh, the other 3
yeah.
DNAs that they found. I wonder if they did uh, ever figure out who they belong to.
I certainly hope so, or that's going to be a big issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's if it was just somebody that was, like the other kids that they know who had been in the house multiple times at parties, okay, big deal. But depending on also where it was found in the house, because the way they described it, they left it very open, where it was found in the home where the victims were found, but is that in the room or in the actual house itself?
Right.
Elsewhere in the house.
I mean,
And
we know
it
one of them's from outside.
right.
I believe
Tony.
that glove, right?
Yeah, one of them was outside, but the other 2
Hey,
were
Tony.
inside. Tony, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. He says the best 6 months ever. My eyebrows are so full now. Tony and his
Though,
eyebrows.
it seems like it's been forever since I've seen him.
Yeah, it's been a while. I believe Kaylee dislodged the sheet during flight. I gotta move my chat. I gotta make it a little bit better because bigger because I can barely see it. Let me make it. Hold on. Oh, what the hell is up with my eyesight tonight? Going
Are you
blind,
tired?
y'all. No, it's just I've noticed that it's gotten worse the past couple of months, and I need to go get my prescription updated on my glasses. That's all. And plus, I don't wear them half the time anyway. So, read my last comment, please. Okay. Lady V Fish. Wait, Fish was the best on Barney
Oh,
Miller. Is that the
Barney
one you're
Miller.
talking about, Dan?
Yes, Fish was good. That was on Barney Miller. I was talking about Murdoch. Both of those shows were good. I don't know why I said Barney Miller, but that was a good show too.
Yeah, Betty Joe.
I
I don't
mean,
even remember how we got on JFK now.
it's like Murdoch. And Ironsides. They always and my cousin Vinny. They always put people up on the stand, and then you're guilty,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody claps, and it's over. And
Right. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to end like that on
I
this
don't
one.
either.
Though. I think it's going to be very, very different.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could come down to a guilty verdict, and everybody in there stand up and clap. It honestly would not surprise me at this point.
No, at this point, nothing would surprise me
No,
these
it
days.
really doesn't. Let me. I need to go back to the Idaho website real quick. I just because I didn't. I left that document pulled up from last night, and I haven't rechecked the website today to see if anything else come out. No, it didn't. Okay, so that way I don't have to worry about that. I can go ahead and exit out of all of that and get that off my screen. Let's see. Well, I'm talking about real people. I want Quincy and Columbo on the case.
Yeah, Quincy's good. He was a medical. Oh my gosh, my brain. What Bodden is? He was a medical examiner.
Hey, Tonka. So BK will say that he's very sorry and be sent home. No, I don't think he's going to be sent home.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either. Um, even if he stood up, no, that's not going to happen. If he's found innocent, look at the if he's let's just say hypothetically he's found innocent. Look at the hoops that he would have to jump through just to get home. Like he's just
Oh.
not going to stand up and say he's very sorry and be sent home. That's not going to happen.
No, I don't know where the man's going to go. Honestly, I mean, something like this, if he's found not guilty, nobody's going to believe it till they find somebody else.
Yeah,
he's going to be in danger if.
I mean, even in his hometown where his parents live, so.
Have we heard? We haven't really heard hardly anything from his family.
Mm-mm. And they probably were advised, it's probably best if you don't speak out, which I get that because we know how people on social media, that if they were just to say any little thing, they're going to critique it and all that. And I do feel bad for them because now I will say this. If the dad knew about it or anybody in his family knew about it, that's a different story. But if that does come out, my opinion on this will change. But as of right now, I do feel bad for them because not only did he ruin the victims' families' lives. So, we have the 4 victims, their families are crushed. They don't have their loved one anymore. But not only that, he ruined his own family by what he did. And it's, people don't think about that. And if they didn't know anything about it, and it was a huge surprise to them that he did this, it's understandable that they want to support him, but also him be held accountable for what he done. So I get that. I
mean, that would be a hard situation because you're going to love your kid. That doesn't mean you agree with them. That doesn't mean anything except, your heart's going to be grieving and breaking too for your loss for what they
Right.
did. Plus, you're the loss of the other family, of course, that goes without saying. But
Yeah.
you know,
So his family, especially his parents, they have been put into a very bad situation where their son, and I'm going to say is accused right now because he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
hmm
So their son has been accused of murdering these four victims.
right.
You know, and so you have these families that are just grieving for their babies. I'm cutting out. Oh
No,
shit. Okay,
you sound good to me.
Michelle said I was cutting out. Let me sit up because I'm laid back in my chair a little bit because my back and shit's hurting. But let me sit up so it sounds better. Okay, Michelle, is that better?
But then, then I go back to her writing that newspaper article about Ted Bundy. So it
Yeah, I
makes me
remember
kind of wonder
something.
how sympathetic
Yeah,
she
what
is.
I remember her saying something about, wasn't it something about the hearse or something like that with Ted Bundy?
Well, it was just that everybody was just like enjoying it so much and all of this. They were hooting and hollering, and she thought that was wrong. And
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm sorry, the man killed a lot of people.
yeah, attacked others that
Yeah,
survived it, but are now they're traumatized for the rest of their life.
right.
Uh, I accidentally put you on two-time playback speed.
Oh,
My
that's
God,
funny.
that is
She talks
hilarious.
really funny when you do that.
I
I
don't
did
even
that
go
the
back
other
and
night.
I never go back and listen to my lives because I don't like how I sound on here.
Kind of
It's
this
Buddy
too.
Rollins, Sally Mae. What was I saying now? Oh, you have okay. So you have his parents, and they have their son is being accused of taking the lives of these four victims, and now those four victims' families don't have their babies anymore, and they're grieving for their child. And then over here, you have his family who still has their child, and they can still talk to him and they can still see him, even though he's in jail across the country. It it's gotta if they have any heart and any respect and any morals and just a conscience, they would have to feel bad about that.
Oh yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I'm
I'm sure
saying?
they do. But people, I mean, people just okay. Please don't jump on me, guys. But this is true, okay? And we've been saying it, but I'm gonna flat out say it. He did it. They didn't. They have to pay hell for what he did.
That
You
is
know,
true. Yeah.
and that cannot be easy.
No, because no matter where they go, it's they're not Mr. and Mrs. Kohberger anymore. They go
No.
to you're Brian Kohberger's parents. You're the
Yeah.
guy. Your son murdered these four kids,
Right.
and it's got to be hard. I feel sorry for them, honestly. But like I said, if it comes out with proof that they knew about it,
Oh,
just
that's
like
different.
yeah, that's
All
completely
bets
different.
are off then.
Yeah, at that point, my feeling sorry for them goes out the window. Um, it's just because it's it's not fair to the victims' families at all what happened, and what he did to his parents wasn't right either. So he
Yeah.
ruined a lot of people's lives,
I
and
just
just
always go back to that drive when his dad was with him and they were driving home. I
mhm.
just think it's so weird that he brought up Brent Kopaka. It's just such a weird. It was almost like a diversion. I just wonder a lot if Bryan told his dad. I just
Yeah, because whenever his dad mentioned that, Brian looked at him
like, yeah, shut up.
like you're don't talk no more. And
What the
I
hell are you
think that it
doing?
I think that if the cop wouldn't have been standing there and it would just been an average person, they were just standing around talking, Bryan probably would have told his daddy to shut the hell up.
Yeah, it probably would have.
But I think because the cop was standing there, he just kind of gave that look of like, shut the hell up. But that he was saying it with
Mm-hmm.
his facial expressions.
Yeah, his face was priceless.
Yeah, it was very weird that the dad brought that up, and then Bryan looks
Yeah,
at him
I was
like
just
that.
like, out of all things you talk to a cop about, the
Yeah,
second
'cause
time you've been stopped,
it
it's
made
just,
no sense why to even bring it up to a cop that was that many states away. You
yeah.
know,
And he would have had time by then to tell his dad, So I just always kind of wondered about that.
yeah, because were they close? Did they have that type of relationship? Because there are some kids and parents who have a relationship where the kid tells the parent everything, no matter what
Everything.
it is,
Yeah.
how bad it is, whatever. The kid tells the parent everything, and they think of the parent more as it's more of a friendship type than a parent-child relationship.
Right. And that's what he and his dad strike me as.
So I've always wondered what that car ride home was
Mm-hmm.
like. All those hours, all those miles, the going through all those different states. It's not like they sit there the whole time and just didn't talk. So
No.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall or on the window.
At least on the car
Yeah, it's just where I could have heard the shit that was
something.
being said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, oh man.
Y'all are teenagers. Wait, King Scarlet, who's teenagers? I'm confused. Hey, Avery. How long have you been live? Avery, I've been live 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay, so K-Bird says that psychopaths do not have empathy or compassion.
Nope.
BK's own word that he posted on social media in his teens said that he has no real feelings for his family. He said that he just feels like an empty sack of meat.
That's true. I had forgotten that.
Yeah, that was on his was it called Tappa Talk? I think it's what that was called, that he was posting all that about the visual snow, which he was never diagnosed with by a doctor. It was more of a self-diagnosis type thing.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, Avery, I went live tonight at 8 o'clock, so I can get out of here by 10 my time, or just a few minutes after 10. But it seems like a lot of people that's been coming in here tonight said that they like the earlier time. So I think I'm gonna start, because I know the other night we did a whole poll and everybody was like 9 o'clock Central.
That would work out good.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try. Probably not try the 8, but try the 9 o'clock, like I had said the other night, and just see how it works out. Okay, I can't hear you again.
Oh. I said 8 is too short a period for people getting home and trying to cook dinner and take baths.
Right.
And all of that.
Yeah. I think 9, because I did put 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then 6 a.m. the other night. And I think it was like 65% of the people said 9 o'clock my time. Hey, Barefoot Nanny, how are you? I wonder if BK was a hard hit.
Did you say 6 a.m.?
Yeah, it was a joke that was in chat.
Yeah, you would have never seen me.
But nobody picked 6 a.m. Thank God.
No.
But yeah, it was mostly between 10 and 9, and just about everybody picked 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna try that. Just it would help me out so I can get out of here earlier, or even if the live went over the normal 4 hours, I can still get out earlier instead of 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So let's see, I'm up at 6 a.m. Then I'm snoozing at 6 a.m. unless the cats are keeping me awake.
I'm usually asleep by then.
or I try to be anyway.
Yeah.
This is some
I lay there.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Avery said, "This is a cockamamie bullshit. I have been aimlessly scrolling social media boards as ever, and here you are live. I've been live for an hour and 5 minutes now. I
Do
even
you never
posted.
read Discord?
I put it in Discord and I put it on my community page. I actually posted it everywhere this time, except for Facebook. I did
Early.
not. Yeah, and she didn't even know it. I guess I could have sent it to you in a message, Avery.
Don't be mean to her. She's sick. I'm getting over mine. Are you, Avery? I'm very
I know.
glad I'm getting over mine.
I know when she was up here the other night, she still sounded horrible. Okay, so I like this because it's 9 p.m. here. So I do like the earlier time. I really do.
Wouldn't it be easier for Sally to get here too, since she's in that
Yeah, because Sally Mae
new
is
place
in.
too?
Yeah, she is in. She's in Central Time Zone now.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they like them to have the lights off pretty early too. My mom and I never listened to them, but they tried.
yeah. Well, no, Sally Mae's with her daughter now.
Hmm.
So yeah, so she's at home, so she can sit up as long as she
Oh, thank
wants to.
goodness!
But yeah,
Yay! I'm so
but
glad.
she is though in Central Time now, so she's actually 2 hours ahead of what she used to be. So it's probably easier for her also at the earlier time. I know that whenever I go live at like 10:30, 10:50, Dan can't come in and stay with us very long because he gets tired and has to leave out early. So I think it would kind of work out best for everybody if I was live earlier. And then, tomorrow night I'll probably go live at 9 Central Time. Hey, KK. And then that way we'll see how that works out. And maybe, give everybody enough time to get used to it
Oh
and
yeah.
start coming in. Because, I mean, there's probably still a lot of people don't realize that I'm live this early. But,
If
so,
everybody could hit that like button so we can let people know she's actually live right now.
yeah. KK says she likes the 9 o'clock too.
Oh, good.
I think a lot of people so far, everybody, except for maybe
Because
one
I
or
sit here
two.
bored until 10:50. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my god.
See, wait, you're 2 hours ahead of truth. King Scarlet, no, I'm not now. When Sally Mae was out in Oregon, I was 2 hours ahead of her, but now she is in Central Time Zone. So she's in the same time zone I am now.
Where are you in Missouri? I mean, what
I'm,
city? Not
I'm
where are
probably
you?
missing most of the loves in. Tonka, I thought you said you wanted me to go live at 9 o'clock.
Excuse me.
See, did I even? There was somebody else that I thought just come in here that. I guess it was. I guess I've said hi to everybody. Okay. All right. So I guess we're pretty much done with Kohberger's crap. That's like the newest thing that has came out. I'm pretty sure, like I said, the next couple of days, I'm sure the state will come in with their objection to this change of venue. Um,
I hope so.
yeah. I mean, they were trying to. Wait, that was for 7 my time, 10 years.
What?
Oh, 10 years. Okay. I'm gonna try the 9 o'clock my time, Tonka, and we're just gonna see how it works out. 9 is good. Okay, thank you, Vapor. 9 Central is great for me. Okay, thank you, Big Al.
You're getting a lot of support.
Yeah, I actually like it earlier, honestly.
Kohberger.
So, but yeah, I'll be watching out for that. I've got to try to figure out what's his name? Tuesday, Adam Montgomery,
Oh,
where his trial is going to. Hey, Spirit of the Trees, how are you? Where his trial is going to be streamed at, because I do want to stream it, which will put me going live during the day. Um, But I'll figure that out between now and then. Let's see. Update on the 14-year-old girl found safe. Yes, she was found safe today in the state of Michigan. And the dude has been charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct. He was also charged, um, what's the other one? As the SO of failing to comply, and then kidnapping in the second degree. And they said that there could be more charges that because there's so many state lines that has been crossed in this, that they're working with all the jurisdictions to get all of these formal charges together. See, I
So
missed
that's
coming
his
on
selection.
coffee. I don't want to interrupt. Betty Jo, that is fine, honey, and I hope you get to feeling better. Betty Jo's sick too. Everybody's getting sick with this crap again.
Oh, I tell you, I haven't been that sick since I had COVID. I was really not good.
Yeah, I know Avery didn't sound good the other night when she was up here. She sounded really bad. Okay, so so I went back over Ella Jones. Okay. Now the Kansas City 3, the Tox report
Yes.
has come in.
I haven't heard it. I was waiting for you to tell me.
I have not seen the actual Tox report, which probably won't be put out to the public. But it has been said that in the toxicology report, and I do have a video that I'm going to play here in just a second, but that the white powder starts with a C. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And other illegal drugs were found in their system, in the 3 victim system. And it's been said now for a couple of days that Jordan Willis, which is the guy who lived in the house where this happened at, that he had allegedly checked himself into a rehab.
I saw that.
But what I have seen, though, is that this is coming from a source that is telling the media this. So I don't know how true it is, if he really is in a rehab, but I have also seen that police cannot confirm that he is in a rehab. But according to the source, let me see, I have 3 different articles pulled up here. 2 was from yesterday, but one of them is from a source. Let me see. And I should have took the one down yesterday. Wait, what is this one from? And 2 of them are from the New York Post. I was all set and ready to go yesterday, and then something came up and I wasn't able to make it because I couldn't get all my shit down around my house, and now all my stuff is disorganized again. Okay, so let me
see my desk right now.
Oh God, y'all. Scarlett, play the one I posted in Discord. Hey Sandra. Scarlett, my comments. Laced with something, I think. Truth Finder, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there was some Fenty that might have been put in it, and that's what got him.
I think, didn't I ask Dr. Bodden that question? I had it on and I got preoccupied, but I thought I heard them say that word.
I don't know.
I don't know for sure. I could be wrong.
Swear jar. Sally Mae, I didn't say a cuss word. I think Sally Mae's hearing something. Okay, let me pull this one up that Avery posted in Discord because it's a News Nation one. Shit. Hold on. I gotta do so real quick. Hold on. I can't just pull it up from Discord and then play it because then y'all won't be able to hear. It won't. The sound won't play for whatever reason because it tries to do it through Google.
The other day.
Toxicology. Okay, here we go. Crime Sleuth, how are you?
Hey, Debbie.
Positive. Let's see. Ellie met with victim's family, and the family say they were pleased with the meeting. Margaret, I did see that. I think that was. Isn't there a video on News Nation about that as well? About the families meeting up with law enforcement, and they were satisfied.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of been all y'all. I was literally running around here like a headless chicken earlier, trying to do multiple things at one time. And I remember scrolling through somewhere and seeing something about that the families did meet with law enforcement, and they were pleased with what they had what they had said. Preliminary tox report says level 30
That's a
for fencing.
turnaround.
Margaret, where did you see that?
30.
Because all I have seen as far as the tox results was the white powders that starts with a C was mentioned, and then other illegal drugs. But I haven't seen any other names other than that. A heart attack and stop breathing, and a lot of people died from it. Does Sally make too many people are dying from that crap?
Oh man, I would be scared to death to take it.
Yes, it is. I mean, just buying shit off the street. You don't know what's.
I mean, you want to lay there just comatose? I mean, what's the point of it? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's the shit's taking over, and it's killing people and hurting families and everything else. Okay, so News Nation had family members on after the meeting. Okay, thank you, Margaret. So I was right. I did see that it was a News Nation video. Hey, Libra Moon, how are you? Steve very sad for the bit. They trusted their friend who mixed it up for them.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah, it just seems kind of funny that it came out yesterday about Jordan being in rehab, and then today the tox reports come out saying that there are these, this stuff found in their system. And then apparently this, I saw it on the New York Post. Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. I do have 2 New York Post articles pulled up here that I'll go over in a second. But apparently the 5th guy, this Alex Lee guy that was there that night, that was there from 7 p.m. till midnight. And then he says when he left, the other 4 were awake, alive, and watching Jeopardy. Allegedly, he had texted a friend about the drug use that night that was going on at the house. So
sorry, I haven't looked at this in a few days.
So yeah, I don't know if that is true, but that is what, and if I'm not mistaken, that is in one of the New York Post articles that I have pulled up. I think it was the one from yesterday that I had. And then I have a Yahoo News one, but
Ugly duckling. Ugly duckling.
ugly duckling.
They said that Fent makes you hot, so they're speculating they were outside because they were hot.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does to you whenever you take something like that.
I thought, don't they use it for anesthesia? I thought, doesn't it knock you out? Or
I know that they have it in patch form that they give to opioid tolerant patients, especially ones who have like cancer and stuff like that. But like the people who, if it's in a setting, let's say, like a nursing home or a hospital or something like that, whoever puts it on the patient has to be very careful with it.
Sally says it's stronger than H.
It is.
Wow.
There is a thing, and if I can find it later on, I'll post it in Discord. that shows the amounts of Fenty, which is like, I forgot, like the grain of
A few
the size of a
grains,
grain.
right?
Yeah, just a grain of salt. How many people can die from that
Yeah.
versus other substances? Like it, it's that toxic.
Well,
It's a very
H
dangerous
makes you
thing.
want to sleep and trip, but not really. So I would imagine if it's stronger than that, it probably even more kind of
Yeah.
knocking you out too, wouldn't it? In that kind of a quantity.
Probably until your tolerance gets built up for it. And even after your tolerance is built up, it's. But it could make you sleepy. After a while, you could be used to it and not be as sleepy as when you first started it. Um,
100 times
it's a
stronger.
it,
Wow.
it's a very it's very dangerous. I will say that they allegedly had 3 times the deadly dose
Oh, wow.
of the Fenty King Scarlet. Like that stuff takes no time to take effect when somebody takes it that is not opioid tolerant. That
I'd probably
is,
kill myself before I actually got tolerant to it.
yeah, because that's why they say that, like, if you have the patient that wears the patches, um, you have to be very careful not to touch the side of the patch that has the
Well,
medicine on it.
I know there's some things that they have to wear gloves to put on people
Hmm.
because I've had that for me. It was
Yes.
strong and they had to put on gloves. But
So Margaret says,
uh,
when applying my mom's Fenty patches, I had to wear surgical gloves to remove and apply. Yeah, because it's very dangerous. If you're not used
yeah,
to it and you get that shit on your hand and you don't even realize that you get it on your hand, you can OD and not even know it.
yeah.
That is, oh my God. Keep in
It's just,
mind,
when you watch, do you ever watch that? What's the name of it? Kingston
oh, Kensington,
Avenue?
yes,
Or,
Kensington
yeah,
Avenue.
Kensington.
That, oh my God, yes.
I'm like, okay, my heart breaks for those people because you must be pretty desperate to get away from life
It
to
is,
want to take something like that.
have you ever watched the show The Walking Dead?
I love that show.
Okay, you know the zombies. Hey Jennifer, how are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that is literally it. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost Kensington Avenue. Is It's like looking at a
It is.
real life live stream of the zombies from The
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
And if
That's
they fall over, they just like stay wherever they are in the middle of the street, on steps, in the middle of the walkway. They don't even know where they are. It's just that's to get to the point to want to escape life that badly. Wow.
okay. So Truth Finder said that my son said that H is almost gone from the street, so people switch to Finn. I believe that, Sally Mae. It is just it's so common out there, and they're putting it in everything
It's like
that
everywhere.
all these people are dying from it.
Let me just follow.
It's sad. Yeah, Troll watches the Kensington Avenue thing or Kensington Street, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and he was watching it one day. The first time I'd ever saw it, and I was just like, I couldn't believe what I was watching because it was just these people who were just they were literally standing there, and they would be standing up, but they would be slumped over. And I'm thinking, okay, this person is about to fall, just on the edge of the sidewalk. I'm thinking they're about to fall into the street,
Yeah.
and they go to fall over, and they catch themselves, and they stand back up, and he we got up and went and done something, and came back like 45 minutes later, and they're all standing in the same spot, doing the same
Yeah.
thing. It's
And,
just
and
like,
they don't even stand up all the way.
no,
They
they're
just
kind of
kind of
just
stand part
slumped
of the way.
over.
Just
Yeah,
yeah. It's yeah. I
yeah.
watch it every once in a while because I just
It's
can't get
very
over it.
it breaks my heart to see it.
It does. It
It's
does.
and if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. it's, I will warn you, I think that everybody needs to see it so they can see what these drugs are doing to people. But it is very sad to watch. And you can watch
Now
it for
that
2 or 3 days straight, and the people are still standing in the same spot.
yeah, then that trank isn't that the one that causes necrotitis, necropasciitis? Sorry,
Yeah, it was like
all this
a horse tranquilizer or something like that.
I think so, but that's the one that has that flesh eating stuff along with it
Hmm.
too. And you'll see them standing there with their arm leg wrapped up or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and they're still I'm like,
Yeah, it's it's very sad, y'all,
it is.
honestly. But that's the reality. Though, if you want to see the actual reality of what is going on with these substances, go watch Kensington Avenue,
Yeah,
because you will get to see it.
necrosis. Yes.
Um, you get to see it live, like it's a live feed from the street, and yeah, and it's sad for their loved ones too. Truth Finder, it really is that you know you you can just turn that on YouTube and you can possibly see your loved one. And I think it's in Philadelphia,
Yeah, I
I
think so.
believe is the city where it's at. And they have different there's different camera angles that they'll change, like the cameras every now and then. It's just other than
It's
saying
heart
it breaks,
wrenching.
yeah, other than saying it breaks my heart to see these people in that situation, I have no words for it. I really
I
don't.
don't there is no way to describe it.
Right. And Sally Mae, I know you are.
I'm so sorry, Sally.
And it is what she said. It's not funny. It's really not. It will, if you have
Oh
a
no.
heart, if you have a heart, it will break your heart to see it.
Yeah,
It
it's
really
not
will.
fun at all. I
No.
as old as I am and as I just let's say I've been exposed to a lot during my life, so there's not a lot that really gets to me. But I can
Mhm.
only watch that for so long because it just absolutely breaks me.
Yeah. And it's just, and like I said, I don't know why. I don't. I never understood why they put it on YouTube, other than to maybe show people, because it is the reality of it. And
Yeah, bring
I'm guessing
awareness.
maybe that's the reason why they're doing it. Hey, Boo Berry, how are you? I think. Hold on, JC.
I think it's Kensington Avenue. I can find it. I can put it in Discord for you.
Okay, yeah, if you can
Or
find
I'm
it.
sure somebody else can too.
I think though it's called Kensington Avenue or Kensington Place or something like that.
I think it's Avenue or
Let me
Street.
see.
One of the
Hold
two.
on, I think I got it. Oh shit! Wait, I need live. Hold on. Okay, it's called, the channel is called USA Live Stream TV. Hold on, I've got it right here. There's the there's the link to it right there. And just be warned, it's
Yeah,
it's very sad. And you
triggering.
can, yeah, you can watch it 24 hours a day. There, anytime I've ever been there, it's always on there. But it is, just be prepared.
Yeah, it's
It's
always the
very
same
sad.
people that I see.
Yeah. Okay, let me play this video, y'all. And y'all let me know once this starts playing. If y'all cannot hear it, y'all should be able to, because I redone it, so hopefully it'll play. Y'all can hear it. But this is about the toxicology report back on the 3 Kansas City men that were found deceased outside their friend's home.
All right, let's start with what matters here. Breaking news, okay? We now know what killed these 3 men in Kansas City. How it happened, whom else might be in danger? Those are the questions, but this is certainly not over. All right, so what do we know? 3 young men in their 30s found dead in the backyard of a friend who survived. Didn't make sense. Why? No sign of foul play. One of them upright in a chair, one of them without a coat, frozen in the cold. Didn't make sense until you see the blood. Let's go to News Nation's national correspondent, Alex Capriello in Kansas City, Missouri, for the latest. It's a big scoop. What do you know?
Yeah, big scoop and certainly unexpected. We were told that these toxicology reports would not come back for at least another 3 to 5 weeks, but little did we know that they would be delivered to the families, at least the information that was within inside of them to the families. Basically, what I've heard from my sources who are connected to these families tell me that detectives from KCPD called them, told them that the preliminary toxicology reports have come back to their desk, and it shows that there was a mixture of cocaine, fentanyl, and THC, also known as marijuana, that was in their systems. Now, the families themselves have not actually had new copies of these toxicology reports. I think that's still going to take some time, but I think this is what you've been alluding to for the past couple of days. These families deserve at least some sort of closure, some sort of answers, and it appears that KCPD did that today.
So, Alex, oh, good.
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he up. He made a mistake. Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out.
So, Alex, look, this is this guy's opinion. He is from the community. He may know this guy, Jordan. You know, this is going to be part of the investigation. But what's the word from the families about what this means to them and what they want next?
I mean, every single family member that I've spoken to say that they're still devastated. This is still an unexpected death to befall their family, but it is a sense of relief that they are getting some sense of answers moving forward. Yesterday was the first step, just meeting with the Platte County prosecutor, knowing that an investigation is indeed going on. Now, they're no closer to a finale or a wrap of this investigation, but they met with the prosecutor. Now, the very next day, they get some preliminary results from a toxicology report. And so I think it is heading in the right direction, and that brings them some sense of relief.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to News.
Okay,
Wow.
so they said cocaine, Fenty, and THC.
What
Right.
a combo. What about drinking?
Apparently, the neighbor that was across the street said that he saw two of the guys go in, and they both had a 30-pack of beer when they went into
Well-
Jordan's house.
Yeah, I figured.
And
Wow.
it's Jordan allegedly is in a rehab. So if he does have an addiction and he's getting help for it, that's good. But where does this Alex dude fall into this? Which is the fifth guy that was there. Where does he fall into this? Because he was the one that was texting the friend allegedly talking about the drug use that was going on at the house that night. So did he have something? Did he bring it? This stuff? Was it Jordan stuff? Like, who brought the stuff into the house?
Yeah, but they were saying Jordan's the one that makes it for people to help them feel better, right?
Yeah, a concoction of stuff is what he was saying, basically, without using the word concoction. But yeah, he mixes stuff up to give to people to make them feel better. Let's see. I wonder if they went outside because the drugs were making them feel hot. It is a possibility. I mean, it makes sense, King Scarlet, that's why.
Jordan didn't make it, though, Avery said.
Jordan didn't make that, though. You talking about the stuff that they... It could have...
Whoa.
Well, what?
Libra just put Alex has a D-rug record. He ate a bag of E, so the police couldn't find it.
Now, I did hear that he had a record for that. When his name was first dropped and he was actually named instead of just being called the fifth person that was there or whatever, it did come out that he had a record for that. I didn't know that he had ate the bag,
Yeah.
but I did hear, which is dumb as hell.
It really is. I'm thinking you're lucky to be alive.
Alive. Why not just take the charge instead of taking a chance of you dying because you swallowed something so the
It's not
police
worth
couldn't
it.
find it?
It's just not worth it.
I mean, so the guy was one of the victim's cousins. I just had to turn on my heater. It's 47 again.
What?
Shit is hot.
Who's that?
That's what Dan had said. I was just going through the comments, reading them. I don't know. It's just, I feel bad for the families because the families have been saying from the jump, something is not adding up.
Oh yeah.
They think that Jordan had a hand in it, not necessarily that he forced them to take it or he nothing like that, but that he had a hand in them passing away. And possibly they could be right. Okay, so I believe Jordan had it for the game, mixed it up, and since the three guys only do it recreational, it was too strong for them. And then when Jordan seen them, he went into shock, in my opinion.
Who went into shock? Jordan?
Jordan, yeah.
So he went to bed like Dylan.
I mean, according, and y'all, his attorney came out just talking too much from the jump. Hold on, is that a car? Oh, never mind. Yeah, he come in very hot with him talking, and there was a lot of backtracking that he had to do, and all this and that. But he says that Jordan left the house sporadically in the 2 days, and then he backtracks and says he left his bedroom sporadically the 2 days. And then he says, no, Jordan went to sleep after he watched them walk out of the house. Well, if he watched them walk out of the house, how the hell did they end up in the backyard? That's not making sense. Like,
no, it doesn't.
You know, how did they end up back there? And then one of the guys' coats was left in the house. But then the attorney says that he fell asleep on the couch. But then the fiance says that he came from upstairs, came down the stairs whenever the cops were knocking on the door. He came from upstairs, and when he came downstairs, he was in his boxers and had a wine glass in his hand, which was what he had in his hand when he opened the door for the cops. But then his attorney says, well, no, he did have a wine glass, and it was used the night before for its intended purposes, but then when he answered the door, it had water in it. So that tells me if it was used the night before for its intended purposes, that he was up drinking wine the night before the cops came there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just, there's so many. This is another case that has so many moving parts to it. You know, there's the attorney said a lot.
He wouldn't be my attorney anymore.
No, I'd have fired his ass. I'd have been like,
yeah,
you should be telling me to shut up, and you should be taking.
Yeah,
you should be practicing.
This isn't your 15 minutes, dude.
Right. And then all of a sudden he comes out when this news media wants to interview him. He's like, oh no, I'm not doing no more comments or interviews. We're gonna wait for the toxicology report to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's out now, so wonder what he has to say. Let's see. And supposedly all three guys' phones, wallets, and keys were in the house, not on them. So what guy goes to another guy's house and takes, now I can get their phone and their keys maybe laying it down on the table, but what guy takes their wallet out of their pocket and lays it down in another man's house? If he was making concoctions, he'd most likely have a lab in his house, but the cops said no obvious foul play. And see, Tonka, I have a problem with them saying no foul play. They were coming out with this no foul play before they even had a toxicology report back or the autopsy report. They were saying 100% not investigating this as a homicide, and we don't suspect foul play. It is 100% just a death investigation. But you don't know how these men died, so how can you say that there was no foul play?
Right.
You know,
And if he had any hand in mixing it or getting it or whatever, he should be held responsible for that.
Yes. And if that's my family member, and this man even bought it for them,
Mm-hmm.
and that resulted in their death, I want him held responsible for it. So I once again, I can't blame their family for keeping on and on and on and on about it. You know, never any crime scene tape put up. I don't think so, K-Bart. I never seen any. You know,
I
'cause there
never
was people
saw any.
that was taking pictures of the house after this happened, and the guy that was across the road that had the video, which was just a very brief video, he never said anything about any type of tape or anything being put up. So at least the prosecutor's office is investigating. Yeah, I think there's gonna, in the next, now since the tox report is out, and then we have to wait on the autopsy report, of course. I think there's going to be a lot more information coming out, and possibly charges now coming out. Because I think it's more to it than 3 men just going out in the backyard and dying.
Yeah,
in the cold weather. You know, if it was just one, okay, maybe. You know, he went outside, he was drunk and he was high and he passed out and he died from being cold. But 3 of them, and like King Scarlet says, the guys didn't look like regular users either.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
So I think there's more to the story, and I think that Jordan knows that, and that's why he has went and checked himself into a rehab. I no
To get ahead of things.
Right.
To get away from the press and to get ahead of things.
Right. And Tonka, no. I have not seen the toxicology report. I just know that they came out today, and once they came out, I don't know who has officially seen them. And I have not had time to go through and just listen to like all the reports and stuff like that of where it was officially announced that they came out, or if this is something that maybe the media has did a FOIA on for anything that comes out. But at that same time, it's still an open investigation, so I don't know how they would get a copy of it. So I don't know where it originally came from, this report, because we were being told it was going to be several more weeks, before it came out. And here it is, this is like almost a month into it, like 6
Pretty
days.
fast.
Yeah, so it came out super fast. Yeah, agree. There is more to the story. It'll eventually come out. I pray and hope the families get justice and closure. 6 kids were left without their dads. Yes.
But you said though that they talked to law enforcement and now they're fine with it.
Hold on. Let me see what this was. Yeah, they met with law enforcement and they were satisfied with the meeting that they had with law enforcement.
Okay, so that is not saying they're fine with it. They're satisfied.
Yeah, they were. I'm guessing
there's things we might not know.
Right. I'm guessing there was stuff that I'm going to News Nation now to see if I can find it. Oh, good Lord, y'all. I didn't even spell News Nation right. But apparently, whatever they were told by law enforcement, they were good with it. Libra Moon saying that it was a prosecutor that they spoke with. Okay. Okay, let me see.
After family, what? Met with Ellie. Or I'm not understanding because I'm not reading it right. Okay.
Wait, which one?
Margaret's.
Margaret. Hey, Mom Bear. Wait, where is okay? Came out day. Oh, I think she meant came out day after families met with Ellie.
Oh,
When they were told. Okay, so
oh,
they
yeah,
so the
okay.
families were told first, and then they released it to the public that the Tox report had came out.
I thought Santa name. That woman's name's forever in my brain.
Okay, let me see if I can find where Tox report. Okay. Libra Moon, where is it at? Did it come out today or yesterday about the family saying that they were satisfied? Because, like, News Nation, they post shit like every hour. Let's see. Yesterday. Okay, so let me go to a day ago and see if I can find it.
Did you play that one by Jim with 2 M's?
Hold on. Was that a? That I think
That's
just an
below the
article.
one you just.
Okay, no, that's just an article.
Okay.
Let's see, it was updated today at 5:14. Let me read that one because that's going to be like the most recent. So off of that, I hate when the videos drop down in the corner like that. Okay, so toxicology report back on the 3 Kansas City men found deceased outside the home. So Fox News has confirmed police have received a toxicology report Thursday from the investigation into the 3 Kansas City men found deceased outside of a Northland home last month. Family members of David Harrington, Clayton McGeeney, and Ricky Johnson told Fox 4 that they learned that police received the report and Kansas City police confirmed that they have been in contact with the families. There have been no additional details of the case revealed to any media, nor are there any plans to at this time. So the case remains an ongoing death investigation, a KCPD spokesperson said Thursday. So yes, that means that the family is going to know more than what anybody else knows because
And
they're
I
just
guess
giving
Avery
it.
wants the link. Avery says yes, your link is what we said.
Okay, I think it is in the video posted in Discord before my video. Okay, let me go back to Discord.
Now, One Juror Matters says that there's going to be more to come on Como tonight and News Nation. Is those the latest? Are those the latest?
Okay. Avery, before the one that you posted in Discord, there's not another link. There's yours, and then Jen with 2 N's, which is the one that I'm reading now. Okay, let's see.
I'll be back in a minute.
Huh?
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Okay, so it says on here, both KCPD detectives and the Platte County Prosecutor's Office have been in touch with the deceased men's families and remain in contact with them as the investigation unfolds. So at least they're keeping up with, the family members and keeping them updated because we've heard in several cases that there'll be times like that law enforcement is not telling the families anything. So this is good that they are doing that. Fox 4 is still working to obtain a copy of the toxicology report. It will determine if there were any substances, including alcohol, drugs, and more, were found in the 3 men's system at the time of their deaths. Sources tell Fox 4 that the report details several substances were found in the men's systems. Harrington, McGeeney, and Johnson went to their friend Jordan Willis's home to watch the Kansas City Chiefs' final regular season game on January the 7th. They were found deceased 2 days later outside the rental home near Northwest 83rd Terrace and North Overland Drive in Kansas City. Willis's attorney, John Paserno, said that there was a 5th person hanging out at the home Sunday night. That 5th person said that when he left, the 3 victims and Willis were still awake. And if y'all remember the article, or not the article, I'm sorry, the interview that the attorney had done with Ashley Banfield, and when she asked about substances being in the house, he was like, I'm not going to comment on the activities of that night. But there was a fifth man in the house. It was almost like he already knew about the substances being in the house and that happening uh, that night, but he was throwing it on the fifth guy, this Alex dude. So Fox 4 has learned that the three men were still alive in the wee hours of Monday morning, and maybe as early as 1:30 a.m. It wasn't until late Tuesday night when McGinney's fiance went looking for him, eventually broke into the home and found a body. When police arrived, Willis opened the door and officers found the other two bodies. His attorney issued a statement saying that Willis had no idea that his friends were deceased outside. Paterno also said that multiple times that the only messages that Willis received from the men's family were via Facebook Messenger. He didn't receive any text messages or calls. But the fifth friend's attorney, Andrew Tauge, disputes part of that, saying that sometime Tuesday, his client texted Willis after he got messages from McGinney's fiance and Johnson's mother. The fifth friend never received a response, his attorney said. Fox 4 asked Paterno about this discrepancy, and he declined to comment. Willis has since moved out of the home, and according to Fox News, he is checked into a rehab to address his problem with addiction. Despite getting the toxicology report back, it's unclear when police will receive the autopsies from the medical examiner's office. That could take several more weeks, according to the medical examiner. Platte County prosecuting attorney Eric Zahn said that at this time, they are still waiting for Kansas City police to conclude their portion of the investigation. In the meantime, Harrington, McGinney, and Johnson's families met with Platte County prosecutor on Wednesday. An attorney for Johnson's family said that they now feel as though this is being taken seriously, not only by the police, but also by the prosecutors. I want to see what actions is being taken, and that's most important. What action is being taken, said Caleb McGinney, the cousin of Clayton McGinney. Hey, CJK, how are you? So,
Did you see Chucky's comment? Sorry.
27 charged in drug trafficking, trying in Kansas City on January 27th. Coke, Fence, and Bud. That is interesting. All right, let me grab our link real quick. All right, y'all, and I'm going to be in here for about 10 more minutes. So if y'all have not hit the thumbs up, please do so. And Jen, thank you for sending that article. Avery, how are you?
Hey. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Better, at least.
Okay. I'm gonna try really hard not to cough, and if I do, I'll try to mute first, but when it comes, it comes.
Well, if you can't mute, I'll mute you.
Okay.
If I hear you're steadily coughing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still pretty sick, you guys. I'm better as far as like my temperatures. It's been down for an entire day.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't eaten since last Thursday. I still can't hold anything down, and I'm still like sick. I don't know what's going on, but anyhow, so I'm sorry that I still sound like this.
No, you're fine.
But I wanted to come up and say, I know my opinion is the unpopular opinion, but these men that passed away, and I feel bad for them passing away, I really do. But these are grown men. These are they're fully grown adults, and they made the decision to use, and I don't believe that Jordan mixed these substances for them, and the only reason is because why would he mix in fentanyl? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. If you're a chemist and you're gonna, make something for your friends, it's gonna be pure. You're gonna make it pure because that's the best high, and that's the best high to come down from. You're not gonna be mixing in, something that the dealers use to keep people return customers, keep people coming back. That doesn't
Right.
make any sense to me.
No, it
So
doesn't.
it started,
I actually agree with you.
and it started off the family saying that these men didn't have any money. They didn't have any money at all, so there's no way they could have bought anything. But now we find out they were coming in with 30 packs of beer. So
Right.
obviously they did have money, and
Yeah.
then the family was saying, oh, they don't use drugs. They're not drugs. They're not those kind of people. They've never been into drugs. Well, then we find out that 3 of them have a drug history,
I
past.
I think that was it. Could have been as far as like the family not wanting that bad image
Yeah, and
on
I
their
get
loved
that.
one. You know.
I
Yeah, it
totally
could be.
get it. I totally get wanting to stand up for your family, but
Hmm.
you don't put another person. This is what I have a problem with. You don't throw one person totally under the bus and blame them completely because you want to make your family look better.
Hmm.
And I really think my personal opinion is going to come out that they chose to use and they overdosed. I think they went outside because they got hot, because that's a side effect of fentanyl.
Hmm.
They went outside because they got hot. I think the only reason that um oh my God, what's his name? Jordan.
Which.
I think the only reason Jordan lived is because instead of going outside, he went to bed. And I think he slept it off in a nice warm, house. Had he went
With
outside
the
with the
window
window,
open, who knows? I mean, he
I
might have just
mean,
opened the
Yeah,
window.
because it did say that when he fell asleep, he had on headphones and a large fan was on.
yeah. So he probably got hot too, but the difference between being inside and outside, I think if he would have went outside with those guys, he probably wouldn't be here either.
I
I
just.
do agree with you, Avery. I really do. But at the same time, if he did get the stuff, and or if he did mix it up, then he should know what he got.
But
I
I mean,
mean,
why would, but
or
see,
make it himself. I mean,
here's the thing though. If he knew how to make it, if he knew how to make pure Coca-Cola, for one thing, he would be like rich as hell. But you don't mix it. You cut it. You get it in rock form, you cut it. But there would be no mixing. It would be absolutely stupid to be like, oh, gee, I think I'm going to just mix this with some fentanyl for everybody.
no,
Like
I
that doesn't
agree.
even
I
make any
think so too.
sense.
But you know that Fenty is being mixed with stuff, right? It's being
Oh,
laced
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. I know the drug dealers.
Not saying that Jordan done it because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
very
yeah.
well could have bought it and not
Bought
even
it,
knew that it was mixed with it,
right.
that
Now,
it
see,
was laced.
that's what I think happened. I
That's
think that
what I
they
think.
bought it. I think that they bought it and
Hmm.
it was already mixed. It had already been cut with that. And we all know that that's what the drug dealers are doing now because it has a much higher dependency
Yeah.
than just pure, and it
Right.
keeps the customers coming back.
Right.
Well, and
And
it's also getting rid of a lot of the customers, which don't make sense to me either. Like you were saying, why would somebody
yeah,
want?
But there are
well,
people who do that. If they buy from a dealer and they find out that that dealer's stuff is people are dying from it,
yeah,
people will come to that dealer and buy stuff because they know that it's very potent and it's good stuff.
oh yeah.
They will
And
keep coming. They will come to him.
I was reading a paper not too long ago. It was a
Do we lose her?
Uh-oh,
Mayo
lost.
Clinic, maybe. Are you guys still there?
You
Yeah, we're
cut
here.
out.
Okay. I can't remember who it was by. I'll have to go find it, but it was months back. And it was talking about they were trying to figure when these people who sell and they cut it with fentanyl, you know, how do they know like what percentage they're cutting it with and what how much is too much and stuff like that. Well, automatically overdose from fentanyl, even the slightest bit. But they don't know what it is in the human body yet, what it is in
Mhm.
our chemistry, and
She
some
keeps
people
cutting
don't.
out.
Uh-oh.
You keep breaking up. honey.
Yeah, you're like, as you're talking, you're like going out and then
Okay,
you're coming
hold
right
on.
back in. But yeah, it's no matter what, how these guys got it.
Is
It's
that
a
better?
very yes. It's a sad situation.
Yeah, it is really a sad situation. I was on a roll too when I started cutting out. Bless it. I
Well,
was
we
saying,
heard most of what you were saying. It was just right there at the very end.
oh, okay. But I
You were
really,
saying something about the human body.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
trying. Scientists have been trying to figure out why it is that some people overdose from the smallest amount of fentanyl and then other people don't. And they haven't figured that out yet. They're still studying it, trying to figure out why why it is that some of us do and some of us don't. And it's not about the amount because it can be like the littlest bit. This is in a medical research paper that I was reading months ago.
Mhm.
But I think well, I guess I'll wait till the full autopsy reports come out. But I think a lot of people owe that Jordan guy some big apologies. I guess
I don't know. I'm not there yet. I mean, I agree. They're adults. They decided to take it and all of that. I'm not quite there with you yet, though.
well, that's what I said. Wait
Got
till
more information.
wait till the autopsy reports come out. But
Yeah.
Because it could have been just, we don't know what Jordan's extent of his addiction was. I do know with Fenty that it is prescribed because I had a family member that when they were sick, they had the patches. And it says on the box that the patches come in, that it's only for opiate tolerance patients. So
right.
if your tolerance is up enough with other stuff, you could probably handle that more or easier than people who are not tolerant.
Well,
Yeah, that
hell,
makes
a
complete
Laura
sense.
tab throws me for a loop, so don't ever give me one of those
See,
patches.
and I could take 5 of those things and then just what?
So I get what you're talking about the opioid resistance.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be don't ever put one of those patches on me. I'd be a goner.
Yeah, they're very dangerous. Even like
The last
morphine
thing I
patches are
always
very
hear, right before I finally go under is, I'm afraid to give her anymore. We might over, and I'm out. I'm like, oh my
What'd you say, lady? I didn't hear you. You're cutting out.
I said that whenever I go into surgery, the last thing I always hear is, I'm afraid to give her any more, or we might over, and then I'm like gone finally. It's
Oh
like
my
that's
God,
always the last thing I hear. Yeah.
that's scary.
Okay, see
Yeah,
that
my
right there,
throat
I'd be
is
Scarlett would be up off the table, being like, "Nope, we are not doing this."
yeah. Well, I figure it like this, Scarlett. If I'm gonna go, what more peaceful way? I mean, it's when it's our time, it's our time.
I will say this though, that is the best sleep that you will have is when you're put under for a surgery.
Yeah, it's just waking up in all that pain.
Yeah, and you're groggy as hell. But the
Look,
sleep,
my body goes into shock because of my Lyme and fibro.
mhm.
My whole body is just, I'm just shaking. I'm in so much pain. It's not fun.
Yeah.
last
Hey,
time
Gigi.
I went under was for a colonoscopy. And I remember it was after they gave me the damn medication. They looked behind me and seen this gigantic black hose hanging from the ceiling. And I really wanted my question answered because I wanted to know where that hose was going. And I'll be damned if I only got like 3 words of my sentence out and I was gone. But I remembered when I woke up and I asked then.
Yeah.
So,
I never make it. They tell me to count backwards. I never make it till like halfway through my numbers, and I don't remember anything else. But I don't like being put under. But somebody, who was it? It could Betty Jo.
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying it's, if you're going to go, that's the best
Yeah,
way
that
to
would be the
go.
way.
well, if you go in for a colonoscopy, Scarlett, don't look behind you.
I'm not going in for one. So
I never do.
Yeah. But Betty Jo did put in chat, it could have been their first time doing this, and they could have OD'd. Because at that point, they would have had no tolerance at all.
Right.
And so, we don't know their extent of usage, if this was their first time, if they did it just recreationally. Um, I do want to see the actual tox report with, because it's going to have the levels and all that in there for each one of them. But I also want to see the autopsy report, and because they're both going to go hand in hand with what happened to them.
Oh yeah.
I still don't believe though, and it don't make sense how Jordan seen them walk out of the house when they were leaving that night. He followed them to the door, but then they end up deceased in the backyard. So
Maybe
I'm not
his lawyer's full of crap.
Yeah, his attorney needs his ASS kick. That man was all over the
He
place.
does.
Yeah, he needs to have his license removed. Honestly,
I would have canceled that check.
Absolutely.
I mean, usually, like I said, an attorney will advise their client to sit down and shut up and not say anything to anyone.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that. He got up there and freely spoke, and even said, "I don't advise him to have an interview, but if he wants to have one, it's okay."
I mean, it's like the man was enjoying the fame.
Oh yeah, he got his 5 minutes, and yeah.
Jeez. I got to go back down. That's as much because I'm going to lose my voice here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm about to get out of here anyway. So.
Okay. I hate I missed your first hour, but
no, it's good. I will be though. I'll be here tomorrow night, but tomorrow night I'm going live at 9:00 Central.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. Well, I hope you get to feeling better.
Thank you.
Good night, honey.
All right. Have a good night. Well, from the one girlfriend, she said he never used drugs, so it doesn't. Wait, so it couldn't be that. So now he needs to explain why the drugs were in the. Yeah, Betty Jo.
Maybe he did and she didn't know.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of information, I think, come out in the next few weeks, especially when that autopsy report hits. And Dan, yes, I am so happy you got to make the whole lot with us tonight. Oh, yes. I didn't know what they had. Jordan didn't have to have the same exact stuff. Ugly Truckland, that is another theory that makes sense. Get the dealer to come, but tell him to go through the backyard so the neighbors can't see anything or what's going on. Makes sense. It's just some of the shit that the attorney said is not adding up. And I think that if Jordan didn't have anything to do with this, I think he made Jordan look really bad. Yeah, honestly. Gigi, no, it'll be 10:00 Eastern tomorrow. 9 my time, 10:00 your time. Oh, Avery, you didn't sound like a dying animal. You just sound like a sick person, and that's it. So it's like 3 times legal dose. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jordan didn't do as much as they did. Maybe he knew his limits where maybe they didn't know theirs.
Yeah, it could have been.
That can.
We know. I mean, we have.
Yeah.
No idea at this point.
So it more will be explained when the actual report comes out to where the public can see it and we can see the levels and all that. So I guess I need to get out of here. It's already like 10:15.
Yeah, I do too.
My child should be here in a few minutes.
No.
So yeah, she's coming to eat. So again.
Very nice.
So.
I will jump down.
Okay, well, thank you for coming up.
So you can say your goodbyes. I love everybody, and thank you for asking me to come up.
Oh,
good night, guys.
Have a good night. Will you be covering the Cumberly cases going on right now? Parents are being charged for their son, Ethan. Kelly P, I kind of know the case a little bit. I haven't been watching the trial going though. I need to get caught up on it because I've heard that the mom's testimony today was crazy. So I need to go back and try to watch it. I'm not going to have time to do anything else tonight because I don't know what time my daughter will leave and go back home. So I probably won't get to do anything else until tomorrow sometime. So, but Lady V, have a wonderful night. Sweet Melissa, you are very welcome. I guess I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Because like I said, she'll be pulling up any minute. See, my sister's boyfriend is a recovering addict. See if his body is yesterday wouldn't affect him as it did them. Yeah, that is true, Betty Joe. Michelle, have a good night. All right, well, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us. That's such an early live. But I will be live tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central. K-Bird, you're very welcome, and thank you for joining us. So it'll be 9 Central, 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. I think I got that right. So, but y'all will see it whenever I get it scheduled. If y'all have not done so, please hit the thumbs up on the way out. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I'm sorry I can't stay on here any longer, but I will be back tomorrow night, and I love you all, and I will talk to y'all later. King Scarlet, it'll be 9 o'clock Central my time, so it'll be 7 o'clock your time tomorrow night. Dan, have a good night. I'm so happy you got to spend the whole live with us. All right, so I'm out of here. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later.